Welcome to our channel, where every coin has a story, and some are worth far more than you'd expect. State quarters might seem ordinary, but a few rare ones have become serious collector's items. Some are hiding in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered. Stick around to see which ones could be worth a lot more than 25 cents. Let's begin with a coin that may seem common, but holds real value for collectors when found in perfect condition. This is the 2001 Kentucky State Quarter. It was part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each coin in the series honored a U.S. state with a unique reverse design, released in the order each state joined the Union. Kentucky was the 15th state and the last one featured in the 2001 release group. The design on the reverse side shows a horse standing behind a fence in front of a traditional Kentucky barn. It also includes the words, "My Old Kentucky Home," referencing the state song, and the motto, "Unbridled Spirit," a nod to Kentucky's long-standing relationship with horse racing, breeding, and thoroughbred culture. The imagery reflects Kentucky's rural heritage and deep connection to American traditions. The horse itself is central to the state's identity. From the famous Kentucky Derby to the rolling pastures of Lexington, horses are a major part of the region's economy and history. That's why the U.S. Mint chose this particular design, to tell Kentucky's story with simple but meaningful imagery. Now, here's where things get interesting. In total, over 450 million Kentucky quarters were minted for circulation, more than 200 million in Denver and over 220 million in Philadelphia. These regular coins are very common and can still be found in pocket change. In circulated condition, they are worth their face value, 25 cents. But that's only part of the story. Alongside the circulation strikes, a limited number of proof quarters were also produced, specifically for collectors. These proof coins were not intended to be spent. They were made using a different minting process that involves multiple strikes with polished dies and carefully prepared coin blanks. This results in sharper details, deeper contrast, and highly reflective mirror-like fields around the raised designs. These proof versions of the 2001 Kentucky Quarter were minted at the San Francisco Mint, and they were included in the official U.S. Mint proof sets for that year. These sets were sold directly to collectors and never intended for circulation. Approximately 2.2 million proof Kentucky quarters were produced, which may sound like a large number. However, not all of them remain in high-grade condition today. Over time, many have been handled, exposed to humidity, or stored improperly. Even subtle imperfections, such as hairline scratches, hazing, or spotting, can reduce a coin's grade and overall appeal to collectors. That brings us to the topic of coin grading, which plays a huge role in value. Professional coin grading services like PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company, evaluate coins using a numerical scale from 1 to 70. A grade of 70 is considered perfect. It means the coin has no post-production imperfections visible under 5x magnification. For modern proof coins, this highest possible grade is called PR70 or PF70, depending on the grading company. In addition to the numerical grade, proof coins may also receive a designation like Deep Cameo, DCAM, or Ultra Cameo, which indicates a strong visual contrast between the frosted design elements and the mirror-like fields. This contrast is highly desirable among collectors and can further boost a coin's value. Here's the key point: among the 2.2 million proof Kentucky quarters minted in 2001, very few have ever received the PR70 Deep Cameo grade. Coins that reach this level must have flawless surfaces, strong eye appeal, and exceptional contrast. This level of perfection is extremely rare, even for modern proofs. Why are so few graded PR70? It's partly due to how difficult it is to preserve coins in pristine condition. Even during packaging, storage, or shipping, coins can pick up tiny marks or flaws. And once a coin has any imperfection, even a microscopic one, it can't earn a perfect grade. That's why PR70 coins are often stored carefully from the very beginning, handled only with gloves or in sealed packaging, and submitted for grading quickly after release. Because of this rarity, one 2001 Kentucky proof quarter, graded PR70 Deep Cameo by PCGS, sold at auction for $63,000. That sale caught the attention of collectors and even made headlines in numismatic circles. It highlights how condition, and specifically certified perfection, can turn a relatively modern coin into a high-value collectible. It's important to note that this value doesn't apply to just any Kentucky quarter. The version that sold for such a high amount was a perfectly preserved proof coin, certified by a leading grading company, and identified as one of the absolute finest known examples of its kind. This is not the kind of coin you'll find in everyday change. It's not even just about having the right coin, it's about having that coin in the highest possible grade, with untouched surfaces and full original detail. In contrast, circulated Kentucky quarters from 2001, even in good condition, are extremely common. These are worth only face value. Even lower-grade proof coins, such as those graded PR67 or PR68, typically sell for only a few dollars each. It's only at the very top, the PR70 Deep Cameo level, where you see these dramatic price increases. So how can you tell if your coin might be valuable? Start by checking whether it's a proof coin. Proof quarters from 2001 will usually have an S mint mark for San Francisco, and they often show mirror-like surfaces with sharp details. If you have one in its original US mint packaging, that's a good sign. The next rare quarter in today's video is the 2002 Louisiana State Quarter. While many people might recognize it from their change, very few realize that a rare version of this coin, when preserved in flawless condition, can command a much higher value than expected. This quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each coin in the series featured a custom design representing one of the 50 U.S. states, released in the order they joined the Union. Louisiana, the 18th state, was featured in 2002. The design on the reverse of the coin is unique and symbolic. It depicts three central elements: the outline of the historic Louisiana Purchase overlaid on a U.S. map, a pelican in flight, the state bird of Louisiana, and a trumpet with musical notes floating from it, representing the state's deep connection to music, especially jazz. Together, these elements reflect Louisiana's influence on American culture, its rich history, and its natural heritage. The words Louisiana Purchase appear above the map, reminding us of the major land acquisition in 1803 that doubled the size of the United States. That land included what is now all or part of 15 modern states. At the time, it was purchased from France, and New Orleans, already a cultural center, became even more significant as a port and gateway to the West. Including this historical moment in the coin's design was a way to honor the state's national importance. The trumpet is equally symbolic. Louisiana is widely recognized as the birthplace of jazz, a genre that originated in New Orleans in the early 20th century. Its inclusion on the coin pays tribute to the musicians and culture that made the state famous around the world. On the front of the coin, like all state quarters, is the familiar portrait of George Washington, based on the original 1932 design by John Flanagan. This side is shared by all coins in the series, while the reverse design changes with each state. Now, let's talk about how many of these coins were produced. For general circulation, the U.S. Mint struck over 362 million Louisiana quarters. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 159 million, while the Denver Mint struck around 203 million. These coins were made to be used in everyday commerce and are still commonly found in circulation today. In circulated condition, these quarters are typically worth only their face value, 25 cents. However, another version of the Louisiana quarter was created specifically for collectors. These are known as proof coins, and they were minted at the San Francisco Mint using a specialized process. Proof coins are not intended for circulation. They are struck on specially prepared coin blanks using polished dies, often multiple times, to create an exceptionally sharp and detailed image. The background has a mirror-like shine, and the raised design features a frosted appearance. In 2002, the Mint produced about 3 million Louisiana proof quarters. These were included in annual proof sets sold directly to collectors. Most were handled carefully, but even so, many developed small imperfections over time, hairline scratches, haze, or contact marks from packaging. As a result, only a small percentage of these coins have survived in truly pristine condition. That brings us to grading. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale by professional services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. A coin graded 70, the highest possible grade, is considered flawless under 5x magnification. For proof coins, that means PR70 or PF70, depending on the grading company. When a proof coin also exhibits strong contrast between the frosted design and the mirrored fields, it earns the Deep Cameo or Ultra Cameo designation. Achieving a PR70 Deep Cameo grade is difficult. The grading standards are strict, and even the smallest flaw, sometimes invisible to the naked eye, can lower the coin's grade to PR69 or lower. Because of this, only a very limited number of 2002 Louisiana proof quarters have been certified in perfect PR70 Deep Cameo condition. These top-grade coins are highly sought after by collectors, especially those building registry sets. In a registry set, collectors aim to complete a full set of coins, all in the highest possible grade. Since there are only a small number of Louisiana quarters in PR70 DCAM condition, the demand from registry set builders drives the value up significantly. By contrast, coins in PR68 or PR69, while still attractive, are far more common and usually sell for only a few dollars. The major price jump comes with coins graded a perfect PR70, especially with deep cameo contrast. One such coin, graded PR70 Deep Cameo by PCGS, was sold at auction for $59,000. This was not an ordinary sale. It was a certified example, offered at a major auction and purchased by a serious collector looking for one of the finest known specimens. The high sale price reflects the coin's rarity and perfect condition, as well as the competitive environment of the collector market for state quarters. It's worth noting that this kind of value doesn't apply to most Louisiana quarters. If you have a regular coin from circulation, even in decent condition, it's worth face value. Even a proof version that looks nice but hasn't been professionally graded is unlikely to reach anywhere near the same value. Next up is a coin that perfectly captures the tranquil beauty of one of America's most scenic drives, the 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter. At first glance, this coin may look like your everyday quarter, but for collectors, it holds a story of nature, craftsmanship, and surprising value. The Blue Ridge Parkway is a remarkable stretch of roadway winding through the Appalachian Mountains, linking two renowned national parks, the Great Smoky Mountains and Shenandoah National Park. This scenic route covers over 450 miles, offering stunning views of rolling mountains, lush forests, and iconic stone tunnels. It's a route many Americans cherish for its peaceful landscapes and historic charm. The coin's design thoughtfully reflects this experience. It depicts a gracefully curving road as it hugs the side of a mountain ridge, surrounded by trees and leading into a stone tunnel. The details, from the texture of the tunnel stones to the contours of the hills, create a sense of depth and motion. It's more than just a coin, it's a miniature tribute to a beloved American landmark. This quarter was issued as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series released by the U.S. Mint between 2010 and 2021. The series honors national parks and historic sites across the country, with each coin showcasing a unique design that highlights the heritage and natural beauty of the location. The 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter was the 28th release in this popular series. Though relatively recent, it has drawn considerable attention from collectors who appreciate both its artistic design and the story behind the parkway itself. Like most quarters, millions of these coins were minted for circulation at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. These standard circulation coins are plentiful and can still be found in change today. In their everyday, worn condition, these coins typically hold just their face value of 25 cents. However, what sets certain Blue Ridge Parkway quarters apart is their production as collector's items, rather than coins meant for circulation. The U.S. Mint also produced proof versions of this quarter, struck at the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins are created with specially polished dies and planchets, giving them a mirror-like finish and sharply detailed images. Proof coins are made in far smaller quantities and are intended for collectors. They aren't used in general circulation, so they're generally preserved in pristine condition inside mint sets or special packaging. Their mirror-like fields and frosted design elements make them visually striking, especially when compared to circulation coins. While these proof coins start out looking nearly perfect, time and handling can affect their condition. Even slight imperfections, such as tiny scratches, fingerprints, or spots, can reduce a coin's appeal and ultimately its value. That's where professional coin grading becomes crucial. Expert grading services evaluate coins based on their condition, assigning a numerical grade that reflects their level of preservation. This grading scale goes up to 70, with 70 representing a coin free from any imperfections, even under magnification. A proof coin that earns a perfect score stands out for its flawless surfaces, crisp details, and exceptional eye appeal. Such coins are rare because even careful handling can cause tiny blemishes. For collectors who seek the best of the best, these perfect grade coins represent the pinnacle of quality. On the other hand, coins with slightly lower grades, still excellent but showing minor imperfections, are much more common and do not command the same premium prices. In the case of the 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter, only a small number of proof coins have reached that highest standard. This rarity combined with the coin's appealing design and place within a popular series drives collector demand. It's important to understand that coin value isn't just about age or design, it's about condition and scarcity. A brand new quarter straight from circulation is usually worth little more than face value. But a carefully preserved collector coin, graded and confirmed to be flawless, can be worth many times more. Collectors specializing in the America the Beautiful series often aim to acquire these top-graded coins to complete their sets with the finest examples. Because of the limited numbers of perfect specimens, the competition for these coins can be intense. This coin's detailed design, representing one of the country's most picturesque drives, adds an extra layer of appeal beyond its rarity. The Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter not only reflects a specific place but also connects collectors to an experience treasured by millions of Americans. To sum up, the 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter exists in many forms, from common change in your pocket to high-quality collector pieces. The difference in value between these forms can be dramatic, driven primarily by condition and certification. If you own one of these quarters, it's worth checking how well it's been preserved. Even subtle imperfections can affect its desirability and worth. Proper storage, such as keeping coins in original mint packaging or certified holders, helps maintain condition and protect value. In recent years, coins like this one, when preserved to the highest standard, have attracted considerable attention in the collecting community. Currently, the value of a well-preserved, top-grade 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway Quarter can reach as high as $36,000. The next coin on our list takes us to the beautiful and tranquil shores of Georgia with the 2018 Cumberland Island Quarter. This coin is part of the popular America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that celebrates some of the most stunning national parks and historic sites across the United States. Cumberland Island itself is a remarkable place, known for its untouched natural beauty and fascinating history, and this quarter captures that spirit perfectly. Cumberland Island National Seashore is located off the coast of Georgia and is the largest of the state's barrier islands. It has remained largely undeveloped and preserved, offering visitors a rare glimpse of pristine beaches, salt marshes, maritime forests, and abundant wildlife. One of the island's most famous residents is the herd of wild horses that roam freely across the landscape. These horses symbolize freedom and resilience, making them a fitting subject for this coin. The design of the quarter features two of these wild horses standing side by side in a peaceful, natural setting. Behind them, the trees and sky complete a scene that evokes the quiet beauty of Cumberland Island. The imagery is simple yet powerful, reflecting the island's status as a protected natural area and its importance to Georgia's cultural and ecological heritage. The America the Beautiful Quarters program began in 2010, with the goal of highlighting national parks and historic sites from every state and territory. Each year, 5 new designs are released, and the Cumberland Island Quarter was the 26th in this series, released in 2018. Like all quarters in this program, it was minted in large numbers for circulation, primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Millions of these circulation coins were produced and distributed nationwide, so it's still common to find the Cumberland Island Quarter in everyday change. In circulated condition, these coins are typically worth just their face value of 25 cents. However, the story doesn't end there. For collectors, the US Mint also produced special proof versions of this coin. Proof coins are struck using specially polished dies and carefully prepared blanks to create a coin with sharp details and a mirror-like finish. These proof coins are minted exclusively at the San Francisco Mint and are sold in official proof sets designed for collectors. Proof coins tend to be made in smaller quantities compared to circulation strikes and are usually preserved in pristine condition right out of the box. However, over time, even these coins can show signs of wear or slight imperfections if not stored properly. This brings us to the crucial role of coin grading in the world of collecting. Professional grading companies examine coins and assign them a grade on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect, flawless coin. The highest grades are reserved for coins with no visible imperfections even under magnification. For the 2018 Cumberland Island Quarter, only a limited number of proof coins have achieved the highest possible grades. These rare, flawless examples are much sought after by collectors who want the best condition coins for their collections. Such coins are not only beautiful but also represent a higher level of rarity, which greatly influences their market value. It's important to understand that a coin's age does not always determine its value. A modern coin like this one can be quite valuable if it's in exceptional condition and certified by a reputable grading service. Many collectors focus on acquiring top-graded coins to complete their America the Beautiful series, and the Cumberland Island Quarter is no exception. Because of this, the difference in value between a typical circulated coin and a perfect condition proof can be enormous. While everyday Cumberland Island Quarters might be worth only a few cents above face value, the best-preserved proof versions have reached prices that surprise many people. Currently, the value of a 2018 Cumberland Island Quarter in outstanding condition can be as high as $31,000. This impressive figure reflects the coin's rarity, condition, and the strong demand from collectors who want the finest examples of this beautiful quarter. If you happen to find a 2018 Cumberland Island Quarter, whether in your change or among a collection, it's worth examining closely. The coin's condition, how it has been stored, and whether it has been professionally graded can make a huge difference in its value. This coin is a perfect example of how modern quarters continue to hold meaning and potential worth beyond their everyday use. The combination of meaningful design, limited high-grade examples, and collector interest all come together to create a coin that is much more than just pocket change. Whether you're an experienced collector or just beginning your coin journey, understanding the story behind coins like the Cumberland Island Quarter adds an extra layer of appreciation. It reminds us that coins tell stories, not only of history and nature but also of craftsmanship and preservation. So next time you see a Cumberland Island Quarter, take a moment to look a little closer. It might just be more valuable than it seems at first glance. Thank you for joining me on this dive into some truly fascinating and valuable quarters. It's incredible how much history, art, and unexpected value can be found in these small pieces of metal. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on more rare coins, collecting tips, and interesting stories behind coins, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts or any coins you'd like to see featured in future videos. I always love hearing from fellow coin enthusiasts.